who were not able to join us this session. Sige, start na tayo guys. Okay. Once again, welcome to Math 100. This is your only mathematics subject on your whole duration of BS Criminology. So I hope mag-exert talaga kayo ng effort dito. So whether you make it or you break it to your math class, kasi ito na yun, makakapasa kayo or babagsak kayo. Okay? So if in case na hindi kayo makapasa, offered pa ito next year. Ayan, next year. Okay, pero wag niyong i-aim yun ha. Hindi naman ako nang babagsak lalo kung nakikita kong nag-e-effort kayo. Okay? So your attendance for this session will also be credited pero later na yung attendance. Okay, so check lang natin ng ating course card. So this is BS Crim 1C. Of course, you always need to check your Canvas. Pag may nakalagtaan kayo na in-announce ko tapos hindi mo chinek, wag mo akong i-message na, ma'am, nakalimutan ko kasi hindi ko chinecheck. So that's your responsibility as a student. Meron tayong LMS kaya dapat yung LMS ang chinecheck natin, hindi yung kasama natin. Ma'am, hindi kasi sinabi ng classmate ko na may gagawin pala ngayon. Hindi naman niya responsibilidad na i-inform ka. Dapat alam mo sa sarili mo kung kailan mo i-check. Kailan mo i-check? Siyempre sa schedule natin. Okay? We have here your announcements and of course, we have here your instructor's profile, course syllabus. I-click ko lang yung course syllabus for those who are really aiming for high grades. You might as well want to consider advanced reading. So, andyan na yung mga topics na i-discuss natin for the whole duration. Okay? So, for this session, itong buong ito ang pag-uusapan natin ha, kaya medyo matagal. Okay. The next topics will be lectured on the next chapters of our course. Okay? So, meron din tayo ditong references. And of course, you may click the whole file here for you to check the course outline. Ayan. And the most important thing would be your learning modules. Again, ulitin ko sa mga late na paghahala ng hindi nagbasa. Okay? We have here your chapter 0. Please, pag meron namang pinost yung teacher ninyo, i-check ninyo. Okay? All parts. So we have here your course calendar. Makikita dyan kung kailan tayo magmi-meet via Zoom, kailan tayo hindi magmi-meet. So kunyari may date kayo ng jowa ninyo. Next meeting. Tapos chinek mo, ay, meron pala tayong klase. Reschedule nyo muna, saka na kayo makipaglandian ha, aral muna. So next week, siguro pwede kayo mag-date. Okay? So nandito ang ating schedule of activities. And of course, this one, link to all synchronous classes. Iisa lang ang Zoom link natin para hindi magulo. So kung alam natin na ngayong araw na to, mayroon tayong Zoom, i-click nyo lang yung link na yun. Okay? And of course, your exam schedules. So kunyari, medyo may event sa bahay ninyo, okay, na medyo matagal, i-check mo muna yung exam schedule. Baka naman exam na, tapos hindi mo pala matitake. So please advise me. Okay? Also, we have here your assessment details. For your asynchronous activities, you are given 1 week to accomplish. However, for your synchronous quizzes, you are given 24 hours to take the quiz. Okay? And of course, your guide to consultation sessions. I really appreciate those who are messaging me during the consultation sessions. Kahit na paggabi na, isipin nyo din naman, no? Kahit na sabihin nyo, ma'am, pwede ka mag-reply bukas. Pero kapag nabasa ko na yon, syempre, mag-a-add yun sa anxiety na, ano nga bang sagot ko dun sa tanong niya? Diba? Mas maganda na lang na, since bukas ko naman sasagutin, tanungin mo na lang kinabukasan. Okay? Respect the rest time of your instructors. Not only me, but also to your future teachers and your present teachers. And lastly, second to the last, we have here your academic honor pledge. Sana sinagutan nyo to ha. So kung panay yes ang sagot ninyo, I am expecting that you guys will live to your pledge as a future law enforcer. Okay? So pag sinabi mong hindi ako mangongopya, pag sinabi mong hindi ako magpe-plagiarize ng outputs ng iba, gawin mo. Yan ha, kasi meron tayong tinatawag na student handbook. Okay? So kapag meron kang mga na-violate doon, pwede ka naming i-deem for your violations. And of course, the most important thing, other important reminders, i-click nyo to. So any conversations within and among the course are through Canvas only. Canvas LMS lang tayo. Chapter 1, 2 topics are embedded on this chapter. Number patterns, specifically we have here your patterns actually. Patterns were already lectured through a lecture video. Ang ating main goal is your growth models for this session. Pero don't worry, kung medyo meron pa kayong questions regarding patterns, we'll try to address it within this session. Kasi nga, magre-review pa naman tayo. Activity 1 is due on October 25. I hope you started checking on the activities, ha? And of course, your quiz 1, which will be published later on at 5:30 p.m. and open until 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. Okay? So, yun. Short lang na introduction. So, we start with our lecture proper. Ay, wait lang. Nag-close pala yung PowerPoint presentation ko. Saglit lang, ha? While waiting, you might as well want to prepare your calculators, any writing materials later on that you'll need. Okay? For those who are late, please turn on your studies. Diba? Hindi na lang kayo nakikita sa room. Kahit sa Zoom lang. Kahit sa view. Okay, so sabi niyo may mga so for check on the late is yung sa computer at our session in so like wala di lang PC so na yun ang and then watch this plus ring as having first don't if you repeat pattern you want to so sige mga pattern mga issues both number count numbers yan ang guys kasi counting kasi okay so pag sabi counting numbers starting number natin is number ito counting with 0 yeah 10 13 do you think that after it's your microphone. Okay, so the numbers before are called your preceding terms. You add the two preceding terms to get the next term. So that is how Fibonacci works. Later on, if you encounter problems on your exam, kunyari, what are the next 3 Fibonacci numbers? All you have to do is to add the preceding term to get the next term. Ayan ha. So kunyari ito, 2 plus 3, nakuha niya 5. So 5 plus 3, nakuha niya 8. Ganon. 5 plus 8, nakuha niya 13. Okay? So ang tanong natin, saan kaya na-generate ng taong to, yung sequence na yan? Hindi naman basta-basta dati, i-add ko nga yung dalawang numbers na yon tapos yung next term makukuha na. So dati-dati, hindi ganun, okay? Meron siyang basis. And the basis of that is actually your rabbit's mating pattern. Okay? So ito, si Fibonacci, dito niya binase yung Fibonacci sequence. So first, i-check natin ha, we should always check the assumptions. So in creating a mathematical equation or concept, we always have your assumptions, conditions na dapat nandoon. Okay, so condition number 1, we will always start with a single pair. Okay, so pag sinabing pair, ibig sabihin, it revolves around 2 species. What is that? Pair of rabbits daw, rabbits. And of course, one is male and the other one would be a female rabbit. Kaya siya pair. Next one, we have here, second condition, each and every pair will always mate and one pair of rabbit, yan, a new pair of rabbit is born each month. So kada buwan, manganganak siya ng isang pair ng rabbit. Yun yung pangalawang assumption. At ang pangatlong assumption ay no rabbit dies. So lahat yan, continuous yan na mabubuhay siya hanggang sa nth time. Okay. So kunyari, ikaw ay isang breeder, tapos nag-start kang mag-breed. So meron kang isang pair ng rabbit noong December. Okay? Of course, you will always start with a young couple. Yun yung assumption natin ha. Bata pa lang yung pair ng rabbit neto. Yun yung assumption ni Fibonacci. Siyempre kapag bata pa, pwede na ba siyang manganak the next month? Pag bata pa, pwede na ba siyang manganak the next month?
No, ma'am.
Di pa po. Obviously, kailangan pang mag-develop ng kanyang reproductive system. Kaya kung makikita niyo kung ano yung pair dito, yun din yung pair dito, pero naging adult lang siya. So after 1 month, tumanda na siya, pwede na siyang magkaanak. So ito na yung first baby niya. Ito yung first baby niya. Syempre, baby pa yan, so hindi pa siya pwedeng manganak. Ito yung red. So ibab down natin, magiging adult pa yan. Okay? So kung titignan natin the next month, ito, yung condition number 2, lagi siyang manganganak. Okay? So, nanganak ulit siya ng baby na magiging adult. Ganun lang yung pattern. Tapos, kinount niya. So, ilan kaya kada buwan? Ito, yung original. Siyempre, isa pa rin yan kasi naging adult lang siya. Since naging adult siya, pwede na siyang magkaroon ng isang pair ng rabbit. So, 2 na. Tapos ito, 3. Tapos ito, 5. Tapos ito, 8. So, on the red mark, on the green mark here, he noted that the series of numbers generated by this problem could extend by adding up two numbers before it. So, yun. Diyan niya generate ang Fibonacci sequence. Okay? Later on, yung mga ibang mathematicians, actually, ang daming question kung saan niya binase tong Fibonacci sequence. Bakit? Kasi una sa lahat, yung assumptions niya, unrealistic. So kung titignan ninyo, hindi naman laging kada buwan manganganak ang isang pair ng rabbit. At hindi naman laging pair lang ang anak niya. Diba? Pwede siyang manganak ng 3, 1, pwede nga wala siyang anak eh. Pwede rin namang 3 lalaki, pwedeng 2 babae. Diba? Hindi laging isang babae, isang lalaki. Aside from that, itong pinaka-unrealistic dyan, no rabbit dies. Okay? Siyempre, hindi naman yan realistic. Okay? Mamamatay at mamamatay tayo. Yan, ha? Hindi naman tayo kasama ni si Thanos nga namamatay. Kaya sabi niya, inevitable daw siya. Okay? So, ito, though ang dami-daming question ng Fibonacci sequence, we cannot really remove the fact that this is one of the breakthroughs in mathematics. Ang dami-daming equations, ang dami-daming mga other mathematical concepts na na-base dahil dito sa Fibonacci sequence na ito. Kaya until now, we still teach Fibonacci sequence in the higher education. Okay? So that's the basis, that's the short history of our Fibonacci sequence. And let's proceed to the next slide. Aside from the history, kung saan nanggaling ang Fibonacci sequence, kung isa-search nyo sa net, how this complicates you get binary, kung saan galing ang Fibonacci sequence. Sasabay sa pag ng YouTube video, sa Zoom meeting, sa pag-access mo. Okay. So some of you started working already. So the first Fibonacci number is 1. So we try to create a 1 by 1 square. Ano bang itsura ng square? Di ba? Ang kanyang description, all sides must be equal. Okay? And then we try to add up another representation of the second Fibonacci number, which is 1. Di ba? 1, 1. Okay? So another 1 by 1 square. Saan natin siya ilalagay? Ilalagay natin siya dito sa right-hand side kasi ang paglagay natin ng square ay actually counterclockwise. Counterclockwise siya. Pabaliktad. Alright. So the next number, the third Fibonacci number is 2 by 2. Okay? So 2 by 2, bakit natin nilagay sa taas? Kasi nga, di ba? Ano tayo? Counterclockwise yung pag-move natin. Okay? Next na dimension, we have here your 3 by 3, which we will place here sa ating and okay, left-hand side. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. What's the next Fibonacci number? We have here 5. So saan natin ilalagay? Since pa-counterclockwise yan, punta tayo sa baba. Okay, sa baba naman. So sa baba, dapat 5 by 5 ito. 2, 4, 5. Saglit lang, naglalag. And the next Fibonacci number would be 8 by 8. Okay. So stop lang tayo sa 8 by 8 ha. Kasi baka na-consume na yung buong ano nyo, whiteboard nyo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So these are the numbers of our first Fibonacci sequence. Okay? So next step natin, i-connect natin tong mga ito using an arc. So you connect letter A and letter C using a semicircle arc. Okay? So ako, gagawa ako niyan ng circular sector. Okay? So ganon. Next, i-connect mo ulit siya, C tapos F. Ayan. So i-connect mo ulit ang G tapos F. Sorry. And then you connect G and J. Ayan. So next. And of course, the last. Oh, mali. Ayan. So if we try to extend that one, we can create your Fibonacci spiral. Okay, now let me see your outputs. Show your whiteboards on the screen. Tingin. Okay, oh, maganda yan, Ray. Bakit? Bakit ka nahihiya? Okay, Courtney, good. Let me see the others. Wait lang ha, medyo mahinang kalaban. Okay. Derlin, tama? Gabriel. Gariel. Okay. Kayong iba gumamit pa ng ano, ruler. The others are still working out. So we have Ray. Okay. Good job. Aimee Van. Uy, ang ganda nung kay Aimee Van. Very ano, pulido. Pagkakagawa. Okay. O Roy, patingin nga. O yan. O sige. Maraming salamat sa pag-participate. Ano? So ngayon, 'di ba? At least kahit papaano kapag nakita nyo na 'yan sa internet o kaya pag tinanong sa inyo, ba't ano ba 'yan? Yung ganyan na 'yan, na spiral na 'yan. At least kahit papaano, pwede niyo na siyang i-relate. So ganito yung itsura niya. Ayan ha. So yun yung square. So kung i-extend natin kanina hanggang dito lang tayo sa 8 by 8, pag 13 by 13, 21, syempre dadami ng dadami yan. Okay? So here are some of the examples of your Fibonacci spiral which you can see in nature. Okay? So there. Ayan, mga kaibigan. On your activity 1, wag naman kayong umakyat ng bundok para maghanap ng halaman na ganito. Okay? Just look around your house kung may mga patterns dyan. Simple patterns may do and please explain the pattern on your comment section. Okay? So that's your activity 1 for chapter 1. And next concept tayo, golden ratio. So sabi dito, this is a unique mathematical relationship. Okay, sana all may karelasyon. Yan, two numbers are in golden ratio if the ratio of the sum of the numbers. So may tinatawag daw tayong two numbers dito. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung mga numbers na yon. Usually, x tapos y ang nilalagay, di ba? Pero dito, para iba naman. So A, may mas malaking number, larger number, hindi natin alam kung ano yung value, basta mas malaki siya. B is your smaller number. Okay? So sinabi dito, they are in golden ratio, itong number na to at itong number na to, pag inad mo daw sila, the sum of the numbers, i-divide mo daw sa larger number. So i-divide mo daw siya sa larger number, which is A. Dapat equal daw siya saan? Sa larger number divided by the smaller. So dapat daw equal siya sa A over B. Alright? So the golden ratio is equal to 1.618, which is represented by the Greek letter phi. So kung makikita nyo ito, yan, sa internet, para siyang symbol ni Poseidon. Okay, so yung ganon would be the Greek letter phi, which represents your golden ratio. Hindi lang 1.618 ang value ng golden ratio, guys, ha. Mahaba siya. Kung titignan nyo, yan. At meron pa siyang ellipsis dito. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa natatapos dyan. Okay, so mahaba pa yan kasi ang ating golden ratio ay isang irrational number. So irrational number siya at ang value niya ay 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. So kung itatry nyo yung i-key in sa inyong calculator, lalabas ito. Pero syempre yung calculators natin, meron yan hangganan. Syempre hindi niya makakapture yung buong Fibonacci, golden ratio value. Okay? So take note, yan ang concept ng golden ratio. Yan ha. Sige, make copy or take a screenshot. I will clear all of the drawings now. We move on to the next slide. So ang golden ratio ay tinatawag ding golden section, golden mean, or pwede rin na tinatawag na divine proportion. Kasi kapag meron kang golden ratio, ibig sabihin, you have a perfect proportion. That's why it's called divine. At may mga taong may golden ratio sa kanilang mukha. Okay? So most likely perfect yung kanilang features sa kanilang mukha. And how will you get if you're interested, if you want to know if you have golden ratio in your faces, you might want to take a screenshot and then try to measure it later. So the length of your face mula dito sa iyong hairline dyan hanggang sa iyong baba. I-divide mo siya sa width ng iyong face mula doon sa dulo dito sa may start ng iyong ear going to the end ear on the right hand side. Okay? So pag pinag-divide mo yan, tapos nakuha mo yung ratio na 1:1.618, ibig sabihin, meron kang golden ratio. Yan. Perfect ang inyong face. Okay? So aside from that, until there, pwede rin. Next slide. So not only in our human faces na makikita ang ating golden ratio, pwede rin sa architecture. Most likely, kapag may golden ratio ang isang architecture, ibig sabihin, maganda yan, stable yan. Alright. So one example is this particular architecture, which is a very old one. Okay, so we have here your A and then B. So kung makikita ninyo, merong larger number, merong smaller one. So larger yung segment niya, smaller one. So pag kinompute nila yan, it's equal to 1.618. Okay, so that's your golden ratio. Ma'am, bakit merong spiral dito? Yan. Usually, konektado ang golden ratio sa Fibonacci numbers. Okay? So ipakita lang natin for the sake of discussion, no? Ano yung relationship ng Fibonacci doon sa golden ratio? Okay, so what are the first few Fibonacci numbers? We have 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, and of course, 89. And so on. Kasi di ba, madami pa naman yan. Okay? So, kunin natin yung mga ratios ng mga first few Fibonacci numbers. So, we have here 1 over 1. Okay? 2 over 1. Ayan. Yung mas malaki ang nasa numerator. 3 over 2. You have 5 over 3. 8 over 5. Dito sa kabila, 13 over 8. So we have here 21 over 13. 34 over 21. And we have 55 over 34. 89 over 55. Okay? So, ipakita ko lang yung relationship, ha? So, pag pinag-divide mo yan, ito yung mga sagot. 1.666667. Pero maraming 7 ay 6 yan. 8/3 is 1.6. 1.625. 1.6154. You also have here 1.6190. 1.6177. And 1.618. Okay. So we try to inspect, no? If you get the ratio of your Fibonacci numbers, you'll get the following results. We have 1, 2, 1.5, 1.66667, 1.6, 1.625, 1.6154, 1.6190, 1.6177, 1.6182. Okay? So what can you observe diyan sa ating ginawa? What do you think is the relationship between your Fibonacci numbers or Fibonacci sequence and golden ratio? Fibonacci sequence na lang. Sige, sequence. And of course, golden ratio. Ano ba ulit ang golden ratio? Ito, value ng golden ratio. Okay. Anyone from the class?
The same value.
It has? Come
The
again?
same value.
The same value? Oh, can you expound on that, Wayne? Sige, paano siya naging the same value?
Dahil 1.6 answer nilang lahat. Meron ba?
Answer nilang lahat. 1 naman ito. 1. 2 naman yung sagot dito. 1.5 naman yung sagot dito. Hindi naman siya 1.6.
No.
Hindi naman siya 1.618. Kung gusto mong ano Mabigat kasi yung term mo na equal. Hindi naman siya equal. Pero, ano? Oh, you're getting there. Oh, who can help Wayne?
Pantay lang po silang dalawa. Kasi po yung ma'am, yung Fibonacci sequence po parang kalahati na kinahati lang. So pantay pa rin po siya kapag tama po ba?
Oh, Geriel. Parang parehas din sa sinabi ni Wayne. Equal, pantay. Okay? Oh, more.
Ma'am, as the number in Fibonacci increases, mas lumalapit po siya sa worth ng sa golden ratio.
Okay, good. So as you extend your Fibonacci numbers dito, tingnan ninyo, 'di ba? Nag-start tayo ng 1, nakarating tayo ng 1.618. So kung i-extend natin 'yan, 89 and so on, next Fibonacci numbers, yung value na makukuha natin, yung ratio, will get closer and closer to the value of your golden ratio, which is 1.618. Dito 2 ang nakalagay dito. Yung second value niya is 0. So hindi talaga siya equal. Okay? So I want to check that one. Hindi siya equal. Instead, it will approach the real value of your golden ratio, which is this, 1.618033. Mahaba pa yan. Alright? So good job. And that's your golden ratio and Fibonacci. Kaya laging magkasama yan. Kung makikita nyo sa net, okay, may makikita kayong golden section, ito, yung dalawang yan. Tapos nasa loob niya lagi ang spiral, Fibonacci spiral. Kasi connected silang dalawa. Okay? I'll clear now all of the drawings, ha? Move on tayo. Magsasolve na tayo. So, tapos ko na ang Fibonacci at golden ratio. Recall lang tayo ng arithmetic tas geometric, tapos enter na tayo ng growth models. Okay? Hopefully, pinanood nyo yung lecture video para hindi na tayo paulit-ulit. Alright? So, we have here the question. Find the explicit formula that will capture the following sequences. When we say explicit formula, we need to find for a certain model or a formula that will let us find for the nth term. Kunyari dito sa number 1, ang ating nth term ay 90th term. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung 90th term. Kaya kailangan nating mag-create ng isang explicit formula. Okay. So for arithmetic sequence, saan natin siya i-base? We will base it from this. So a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus d times quantity n minus 1. Okay. Ano na ulit ang ating a sub 1? First term, kaya siya may 1. Sa ibang books, pwedeng x sub n is equal to x sub 1 plus d times n minus 1. Pwede rin namang p sub n. Again, these things are just arbitrary variables. It can come in any form. Pwedeng a, b, c, d, e, f, g. Okay? Basta alam natin na kung ano ang meaning ng mga variables na yun. So dito, ang ginamit natin sa ating lecture is a sub n. This is your nth term. This is your first term. This is your common difference. So, dapat common yung difference niya para arithmetic siya. Kasi kapag hindi siya common, baka geometric sequence siya. Kasi dalawa lang naman yung sequence natin. Okay? So, simple recall lang yon. Clear ko na. Solve natin yung number 1. Okay. So, first, we need to have your explicit formula or explicit equation. Okay? So, dapat alam muna na hindi dahil yung nandito sa PowerPoint na arithmetic, i-try nyo munang i-test kung talagang meron siyang common difference. Kung wala, usually, geometric na siya. So, in here, what is the common difference? Just unmute your microphone.
5.
5.
Very good. 5. Common siya, dapat consistent. Mauuna ang second term. I-subtract mo sa first term. 5. Dapat i-check mo. I-check mo ha. Third term, 14 minus 9. So, 5 talaga kasi common. Okay? Therefore, arithmetic yung iyong sequence. Okay, next. We come up with the explicit equation and we will base it from here. Okay? So, our a sub n, hindi natin alam. First term is 4 plus what is our d? 5 times just attach n minus 1. Okay? Next step natin, all we have to do is to distribute this one. Therefore, it will be 4 plus 5n minus 5. Okay? Hindi ko na i-review yung mga operations on integers. So, what is 4 minus 5?
Negative.
Negative 1.
Negative 1 po.
Negative 1. Huwag ninyong kakaligtaan ang negative value. Negative sign, I mean. Okay? So, you can have either the two. We have here 5n minus 1. It's okay. It's the same banana sabra. Again, this is your explicit equation. So, pag sa quiz, pag tinanong which of the following is the explicit equation that will capture this sequence, ito yung sagot. Ha? Hindi ito. Hindi po yan ang explicit formula. Okay? What I need you to do is to find for the 19th term. On your whiteboard, please solve the 90th term, and show me your answer. Turn on your cameras. Pagtapos na kayo, flash nyo lang yung sagot. I'll tell you if it's correct or not. Correct, Ray. Tama. Ang bilis ah. Natatakpan, Alexi. Yung background siguro. Tama. Tama, Miss Tolero. How do I pronounce your name? Alexi?
Alexis, ma'am.
Alexis. Silent S. Allen is correct. Annalyn is also correct. Derlyn is correct. How about the others? Nagbe-blur, Casey. Nagbe-blur siya. Roy, tama? No, naglalayng kayo mag-gayam. O sige, para hindi mapahaba ang ating Zoom meeting, we try to show for those who were not able to solve it. Paano mo hahanapin explicit yung solve mo kaya sinolve? Right? So we have here a sub 90 is equal to 5 times 90 minus 1. So 5 times 90 is 450 minus 1, that is 449. Right? Good job to those who were able to get it. We move on to the next example. Kayo ang magsosolve dito. For those who were not able to get it, take a screenshot, work on your own after the Zoom meeting. Next problem natin, please solve that one. So you need to show me the following. Letter A is the common difference. Letter B is the explicit equation. And of course, letter C, what's the 50th term? Ayan, yung tatlo. Once you're done, flash it on the screen for me to check it. Hala, ba't nawala yung ano? Sorry, nakamute pala ako. Ray, check your common difference. Guys, check your common difference. Second term minus first term. Wag yung dahil mas malaki yung una, gagawin yung ano. Okay, Roy, check your second term. Lexis, no. No, I may ba? Yeah. I think so. Medyo kasi hindi ko makita. Okay, tama Alexis. Yung Allen, Reese Allen, check mo yung difference. Guys, check nyo yung difference nyo. Second term minus the first term, ha? Di ba ganun kung ano natin kunin? Or third term minus the second term.
Hindi ko ma'am camera ko, ma'am.
Ay, camera shy ka. Okay ba kayo? Okay, sige. Tadya ka lang. Ay, hindi ba? Dito. Sige. Since majority were able to solve it naman na, we'll show the solution. Yung next problem ha, hindi ko na show. Wala na pala. Ito na yung end ng arithmetic. Okay, so for your common difference, guys, second term first term. So second term, first term. Dapat equal siya sa third term minus second term. Sorry. Ayan. So 5 minus 7, magkaiba sila ng sign. So subtract, tapos copy the sign of the larger number. Okay, 3 minus 5, this is 5 ha. Ganun din, negative 2. D is negative 2. Doon pa lang, doon na kayo nagkamali sa iba. Okay, hindi dahil mas malaki yung nauuna, laging mas mauna yun. Again, common difference, second term minus first term. Okay, so come up with the explicit formula. Okay, first term natin 7. Tapos negative yun, kaya dapat carry the sign. Minus 2 times quantity n minus 1. Yan ha, carry the sign. Tapos ito, buong negative 2 ang di-distribute mo doon. Okay? So we have here a sub n is equal to 7 minus 2n plus 2. Negative 2 times negative 1, positive 2. Okay? And of course, the last one, we have here 7 minus, i-simplify na natin. 7 plus 2 is of course 9. Ano ba? Nasaan na yung drawing? Okay, so we have 9 minus 2n, or you can also have here negative 2n plus 9. Any will do. So either ito or ito. Right? So 50th term na tayo. Sige, ito na lang gamitin natin. A sub 50 is equal to negative 2 times 50 plus 9. Okay, so we have negative 100 plus 9. So if you are not sure, you can just use your calculator, okay? Pero dito, magkaiba sila, kaya i-subtract natin and then copy the sign of the greater number. Therefore, for those who got negative 91, good job to you. Okay, so that is the answer for the second problem. And you may take a screenshot of the solution. And I will clear all of the drawings now. We proceed to the next concept, which is your geometric sequence. Kung kanina arithmetic, meron tayong tinatawag na common difference. Dito naman, common ratio naman siya. Okay? So itry nyo yan. Number 1. So you try it and we'll show the solution after you solve it. Okay? Basis natin. So first, you need to solve for R, the explicit equation, and of course, the 13th term. Okay. So let me see kung sino mga nanood ng lecture video. Again, yung mga iba, please turn on your cameras for me to see who are working or not. Sige na, huwag mahiya. Medyo itaas mo, Alexis. Tama. Okay. How about the others? Pati nga Ray. Okay, tama. Mas madali itong geometric eh. Kasi hindi kayo mag-algebra. Pipindot lang ng calculator. Yan. So, we will show the solution. Tignan ninyo kung saan kayo nagkakamali. Okay? Pag sinabing ratio, ibig sabihin yung operation natin ay division. O, lagi tayo mag-start dito sa second term, ha? Lagi nyong isipin, second term, divide mo sa first term. Dapat equal siya pag dinivide mo din ang third term doon sa second term. Okay? So our D here, our R is 4. And then now, we need to come up with our explicit formula. First term natin is 2. Our R is 4. Tapos i-attach lang natin yung N minus 1. Ganun lang. Tapos 13th term, A sub 13, 2 times 4 raised to 13 minus 1. Siyempre, kailangan mo muna itong i-solve. 13 minus 1 is equal to 12. 4 raised to 12. Ang common mistake na ginagawa nila, minumultiply nila ang 2 times 4. Hindi yun pwede kasi hindi sila magkaparehas. So, hindi parehas yung exponent nila kaya hindi mo sila pwedeng pag-combinein. So, ang gagawin mo muna, kunin mo muna ang 4 raised to 12 saka mo i-multiply sa 2. So, kung indiretso mo yan sa calculator, ma'am, saan hahanapin yung exponent? Kung if you're using a scientific calculator, you may pindot this one. Katabi lang siya ng x raised to 2. So, pindutin mo ito, yung may x, tapos meron siyang square sa taas. Tapos dito mo i-input yung exponent. Okay? So, yung final answer na dapat na makuha ninyo is 3, 3, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 2. Okay? Good job for those who were able to solve it. Before we refresh yung concepts. Ayan ha. So, dapat 3, 3 something ang na-solve nyo. Okay? So, kung na-solve nyo yun, you're good to go with the quiz under patterns. Okay? So, i-clear ko na yung drawings. You may take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 plus code and location. Charot. Okay? Clear ko na ha. Move tayo sa last problem under geometric sequence. O, i-solve nyo yan. Solve nyo yan. Hihintayin ko yung sagot ninyo. Ay, ang bilis na Alexis. Tama. Tama, Alexis. Tama, Annalyn. Good job. Mga naka-turn off yung gamit pang humabol. Roy, double check mo. Double check mo yung double check mo R. Dapat whole number yan. Di decimal. Correct? Resilent. Turn off na cameras, pwede pa kayong humabol kasi marami pa tayong ile-lecture for the whole session. Kung gusto ninyong matuto, real time. Jerlene. Negative yan ha. Hindi ko kasi ma-check eh. Okay, negative. Final answer, dapat negative din. Negative din dapat. Kasi add number yung exponent. Okay. Kill, tama. Kill. 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 Thank you. Re, tama yun. Else. Okay, negative na. Yes. Hindi ko i-show yung solution na, so ko lang yung sagot. So, dapat yung R ninyo, negative 2. Kayo yung mag-discover neto kung sino yung mga hindi nakakuha. Negative 2 yung R ninyo, tapos dapat yung explicit formula nyo is A sub n is equal to 1 times negative 2 raised to n minus 1. Or, pwede rin, since 1 lang yan, pwede rin namang alisin nyo na yung 1, negative 2 raised to n minus 1. Pwede rin namang ganyan. Okay? And of course, what would be the 20th term here? A sub 20, i-substitute nyo lang. So, ang final answer must be negative 5, 2, 4, 288. Tama ba? Okay. So, yan. R negative 2, ito yung explicit formula. And of course, this is the 20th term. Okay? Oh, take a screenshot and then try to work it on your own sa mga hindi nakakuha. Ha? Clear ko na yung drawings. And now we enter your growth models. So before tayo mag-growth models, hinga muna kayo. Let's have a 10-minute break kasi mahaba yung lecture ng growth models. You may turn off your cameras. Be back after 10 minutes. Ano bang oras? 4:40 sa aking oras, bale 4:50. Balik tayo ng 4:50. 4:50, turn off your cameras, do your things, and then go back to the Zoom at exactly 4:50. Okay? Okay, let's go back to the Zoom session, guys. Turn on your cameras. We're back. So, nakakain naman kayo. Ako tumakbo ako dun sa labas. Ma! Gusto ko ng pagkain! Gutom na ako eh. Okay? So, we continue with our lecture ha. O, brace yourselves. Kung mahirap kanina, mas mahirap ngayon. Okay? Sinasabi ko na sa inyo.
May message pa ako, ma'am.
Nag-message din ako, Gariel, basahin mo. Charotera ka. Check mo, check mo. Okay. So move on na tayo sa ating growth models. Again, i-leave na natin yung patterns kasi nga yung actually yung patterns na yon dapat hindi ko na siya i-recall. Pero dahil gusto ko lang din na ma-check na dapat majority sa inyo ay nakasunod na and napanood na yung lecture video. So, pinapa-refresh ko lang kung ano yung natutunan ninyo. Okay? So, if in case na medyo nahihirapan pa kayo after this, you can still practice on your own, guys, kasi hindi na to high school. Na kapag nahihirapan kayo, magsasuffer yung buong class. Okay? So, I hope you understand kasi nasa trimestral scheme tayo. Konting kembot lang, exam nyo na. Tapos konting kembot lang na naman, final exam na. Tapos tapos na yung SEM. So, kung madedelay tayo ng session, mahihirapan tayong magtapos ng coverage ng inyong course syllabus. Okay? So, dito na tayo sa ating growth models. We have here, may message ako sa iyo ha, Gariel. Tignan mo. Okay, so we have here the types of your equations. Yan ha. So, annotate lang ako ng very, very light here. Wait lang. So may tinatawag tayong explicit and recursive equation. Explicit equation, this is your equation in finding for your nth term. Sorry, bakit A? So this is your equation in finding your nth term. So kunyari, meron kang sequence, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Tapos gusto mong mahanap ang 50th term. Gagamit ka ng explicit equation. Ano ang recursive equation? I-discuss natin later on. So explicit equations ang gagamitin natin in constructing your growth models, specifically linear and exponential growth. Whereas, ang recursive equations are being applied under your logistic growth, nakaganito siya, meron siyang asterisk, meaning excluded siya sa lecture. So for this session, dalawa lang pag-uusapan natin, linear and exponential. Logistic growth, hindi na siya kasama. Okay? So for the sake of lecture, we'll be talking about recursive kasi you already know explicit. Recall tayo ng explicit equation. Use your calculators, solve for this. Though meron na siya sa PowerPoint, I want you to solve for this on your own. Saglit, naghang na yung aking laptop. Okay. So first problem natin, P sub n. Ito yung ating explicit equation. 3n raised to 2 minus 5n plus 11. Now you are tasked to find for your P sub 15. How are you going to solve that one? Just substitute 15 sa lahat ng letter n, di ba? So pag ginawa mo yan, lalabas ito. 3 times 15 raised to 2 minus 5 times 15 plus 11. Okay? So kailangan mo munang isolve ang 15 raised to 2 using your calcu. And of course, multiply it to 3 minus 5 times 15 plus 11. Kapag correct yung pag-input mo ng values, dapat ang lalabas dyan ay 611. So the 15th term from this explicit equation is 611. Ganon. Alright. Next one. How about this? P sub n is equal to negative 2, n raised to 3 minus 4, n raised to 2 minus 17. So all you have to do is to look for P sub 24. Ayan. Dapat lumabas ay ganito. Pag sinubstitute natin yung 24 sa lahat ng letter n. Okay? So what would be P sub, that should be P sub 24, hindi P sub 15. Mali. Yan ha, check nyo na lang ito. P sub 24 dapat siya. So your P sub 24 should be negative 29969. So negative 29,969. Okay? So that's your explicit equation. I hope naintindihan nyo ha. Walang questions dito. Kasi we've been constructing explicit equation and then substituting the value of your nth term. Alright? Kanina, letter A lang yung ginamit natin. P naman ngayon, sabi ko nga, arbitrary variables lang yan. It can come in any letters. Alright? So, move on tayo. Sa next. Ito na. Recursive equation na tayo, guys. So, when we say recursive equation, the value of your first term is related to the second term. And the value of the second term is related to your third term. The value of the third term is related to your fourth term, and so on. Okay? So usually, recursive yung equation kapag yung questions are first 5 terms. So find the first 5 terms of the sequence using this recursive equation. Ganon. So dito, ang P sub 1 mo, first term daw natin ay 3. Hindi mo alam yung second term, hindi mo alam yung third term, hindi mo alam yung fourth term, hindi mo alam yung fifth term. Okay? So recursive siya in a sense na yung first term, gagamitin mo para makuha yung second term. Yung second term, gagamitin mo para makuha yung third term. Third term, gagamitin mo para makuha yung fourth term. And so on. Ganon yung kanyang pattern. Unlike yung explicit equation, meron kang equation, hanapin mo lang yung nth term. Okay? So dito, P sub 1 natin is 3, tapos gagamitin daw natin yung itong equation na to. So ito ang ating second term, P sub 2. Hindi mo alam yung P sub 2, di ba? So all you have to do is to change letter n to 2. Lahat ng letter n, gawin mong 2. So second term, p sub 2 is 2 plus p sub 2 minus 1 minus 7. Okay? So ulitin ko. Second term yung hinahanap mo kasi alam na natin yung first term which is 3. So saan natin nakuha yan? Dito. Dito sa recursive equation na to. Pinalitan ko lang ng 2 lahat ng n kasi nga second term yung hinahanap. Okay? So we have here p sub 2 is equal to 2 plus 2 minus 1 is 1. So p sub 1 minus 7. What's the value of your p sub 1 first term? Ito na, nandito na. 3. 3 daw siya. So 2 plus 3 minus 7. Okay? What's the answer here? What's your second term? 2 plus 3 minus 7, guys.
Negative 2 po.
Negative 2. Very good. Ganun ha. So second term, negative 2. Ngayon, paano natin hahanapin si third term? Sabi natin, yung second term, gagamitin para makuha si third term. Di ba? So lahat ng to, papalitan mo lang ng 3. 3. 3. So kung titignan mo, 3 minus 1, p sub 2 yung gagamitin mo. Ito, p sub 2. Okay? So kung isusulat natin yan dito, p sub 3 is equal to 3 plus, sige, step by step ulit. 3 minus 1 minus 7. Okay, so p sub 3 is equal to 3. 3 minus 1 is your second term. Minus 7. What's your second term? Negative 2. Siyempre, carry mo yung sign. So we have 3 minus 2 minus 7. So kung mali na yung nasolve mong second term, mali na yung third term. Kasi nga recursive yan. Okay? What's the answer? What's the third missing term? 3 minus 2 minus 7. Anong sagot dyan?
Negative 6 po.
Very good. So negative 6. Ayan ha. Check nyo yung sign. Paano siya naging negative 6? Kasi ito, parehas to. So, i-add yan. Magiging negative 9. So, negative 9 plus 3 positive, ay negative 6. Kasi nga, copy the sign of the larger number. Okay? Alam nyo na yung shortcut. P sub 4. Palitan mo lang ng 4 yun, tapos yung previous term. Okay? So, we have here 4 plus P sub 3. Sorry, P sub 3. Shinortcut ko na kasi 4 minus 1 is 3 minus 7. Sorry, medyo nag-ano yung tablet ko. Magalaw siya mag-isa. Minus 7. Okay, so what is the answer here? Minus 6, minus 7. Sa ko nakuha si minus 6, third term, P sub 3. So what's our fourth? Missing?
Negative 9. ma'am.
Negative.
Okay, good. Last. Kayo nga mag-solve ng last. Ano yung sagot dito? Fifth term?
Negative 11, ma'am.
Negative 11. Tama. Ayan ha, you should get negative 11 sa fifth. Okay? Paano nakuha yun? Palitan mo lang ng 5. Tapos yung fourth term, which is 9, minus 7. So this is negative 11. Okay? One more example. You may take a screenshot. Clear ko na yung drawings. Move tayo sa next recursive equation. Ito naman. Kayong mag-solve na ito. So that's the recursive equation. And then find the first 5 terms. 2. Mo lang yung second, third, fourth, and the last term. Sino nang nakasolve ng second term? You may unmute. What's the answer?
Five,
Second
ma'am.
term. 5. Good. So, paano nakuha ang 5? I-show ko lang ha, para dun sa mga hindi nakakuha. So, we have here P sub 2 minus 1 raised to 2 plus 1. 2 minus 1 is P sub 1. Squared plus 1. Ano ang value ng P sub 1 natin? 2. Therefore, 2 raised to 2 plus 1 is equal to 5. Ganon. So, alam mo na ito, first term. So, i-square mo lang yung previous term para makuha yung next term. Therefore, 5 yung second term. 5 squared plus 1. Ayan. What's your third term?
26 ma'am.
20.
Okay, good. 26. Alam mo na 26 yan. So, 26 square plus 1. Ba? Kasi recursive lang siya. So, 26 square plus 1, what's the answer?
677.
7.
Okay. And the last one, what's the fifth term? Mahaba yung sagot. 677 eh.
458330, ma'am.
458330. Okay? So, 677 squared plus 1. So, we have here 458330. Tama ba? 330. Ganun lang. So, that's your recursive equation, ha? So, kapag recursive, kung mali yung na-compute mong second term, mali na yung third term mo and so on. Basta, gagamitin mo yung previous number para makuha yung next term. Ganon ang recursive. Unlike your explicit, meron ka ng equation, hahanapin mo lang yung nth term. Alright? Take a screenshot and then we now enter your growth models. Starting off with, of course, linear growth tayo. Ay, concepts muna pala. May concepts pa. Okay? Bakit natin gagawin ang linear growth? Di kunyari meron kang time series na na data. So, kunyari sa isang barangay, 10 ang single ng buwan ng Enero. Tapos naging 15 sila. Tapos naging 20. Kada buwan, paakyat yan ng paakyat. Okay? So, that's your time series data. Hanggang sa gusto mong makakreate ng model, yung model na yun magre-represent dito. Magre-represent dito sa number ng single na kababaihan at kalalakihan sa isang barangay kada buwan. Gusto mo ngayong i-forecast kung ilan kaya ang single pagkatapos ng, kunyari, 10 taon, 10 years. That's why we will deal with your growth model. Okay? So we start with your linear growth. So algebraic growth siya, yung concept niya nakabase sa arithmetic sequence. Kaya dapat medyo alam natin. Kanina, 'di ba, A sub n 'yan. Pinalitan lang natin ng P. Okay? Huwag kayong kasi variables lang 'yan. So this one is your nth quantity. So we're talking about quantity here, either yung sabi ko nga, number ng mga single na kababaihan, population ng isang lugar, ilan yung mga nahuli, okay? Na with respect to droga, ilan yung nakakulong, mga ganon. Basta any quantity. So that's your nth quantity yung hinahanap mo. Ilan kaya siya pagkatapos ng isang taon, pagkatapos ng 2 taon, kaya ng isang buwan, isang linggo, ilan kaya yung quantity na yun? Okay? P sub 0 is your starting quantity. Meron kang starting quantity. Kung saan nagsimula. Parang kanina, nag-start siya sa 10 single people. Hanggang sa nag-progress. And of course, we still have the value of your common difference or your D. Unlike your arithmetic sequence na yung common difference mo ay makukuha mo pag sinubtract mo yung second term sa first term. Dito, please take note that the common difference can be computed by the rate of change in quantity all over the rate of change in time. Okay? Alalahanin, D is equal to the change in quantity over change in time. And of course, your N is your time period. Sorry. Ang hirap magsulat. So, N is your time period. And it is always increased by 1. Okay? So, yung data natin, kung yearly yan, so isang taon, next na taon, ganon. Kung monthly yan, isang buwan, sa susunod na buwan, sa pangatlong buwan. Hindi yun pwede na inconsistent. Kunyari yung gap niya is 2 months, tapos mamaya magiging 3 months, tapos magiging mamaya 5 months, hindi pwede. It is always increased by 1. Alright? So, now na alam natin kung ano yung mga meaning ng ating variables. This is the basis for us to come up with our linear growth model. Okay? So, pag tinanong, what is the linear growth model that will represent? Ito yung basis. Hindi ito yung model, ha? Ito lang yung basis. Parang yung kanina din sa arithmetic at geometric sequence. Okay? So, clear ko yung drawings. Mag-example tayo para mas lalong maintindihan. Okay, so we have here a problem. The population, so yung quantity natin is about a population of a certain species which is called Sus philippensis. This is actually a type of boar na is protected. So extinct na siya. In a protective forest was measured to be 885 in the year 2013 and again was measured to be 990 in 2018. If the population continues to grow linearly, so linear yung kanyang growth at this rate, what will the population be in 2025? So ganun ang problem natin. Una, isulat muna natin yung given, ha? So in the year 2013, ilan siya? 885. Ay, 885. Tapos mineasure ulit siya noong 2018. Naging 990 na siya. Okay? So ang tanong daw, ano yung population niya in the year 2025? Ayan. Okay? So linear yung kanyang growth. Therefore, ano ang basis natin? It would be P sub n is equal to P sub 0 plus dn. Okay? So ano ang ating starting quantity? Oh, you may unmute.
885.
Good. So starting quantity natin kung saan siya nagsimula. 885 yung population natin. Ngayon, alam na ba natin ang ating common difference? Hindi, di ba? Kaya nga isosolve natin using the equation. What again? Change in quantity.
Over rate of change in.
Good. So, change in time. Ayan. Therefore, ayan, yung quantity natin, mag-start na lang tayo sa mas malaki. Ha? Ito yung given, kaya dito tayo mag-revolve. So, yung nasa taas, yung quantity natin, 990, start natin sa mas malaki para hindi tayo mag-negative. Minus 885. Of course, anong katandem ng 1990? Yung taon niya, ha? Which is 2018. 2018 minus 2013. Okay, so pag pinag-subtract mo yan, yung sagot ay 105 all over. What's the difference between 2018 and 2013? It is 5. All right, so 105 divided by 5 is what?
21.
Okay, 21. Okay, so ngayon alam na natin yung ating value ng D. Ilagay na lang natin doon sa equation. Plus 21 and okay. So this is now our linear growth model. Ayan ha. So sa quiz, what's the linear growth model that will represent our problem? Ito yung sagot. Hindi ito. So ito yung sagot. Are we done? Hindi. Kasi hindi natin sinagutan yung tanong. Okay? Huwag tayo mag-ghosting. So in the year 2025 daw, ang ilalagay daw ba natin ay P sub 2025 dito? Di sobrang laki na yung sagot. So, hindi natin yon gagawin ha. Huwag niyong gagawin yun. Ang gagawin natin, isusubtract natin yung current na year na tinatanong doon sa starting year. Laging starting year. So, we have here 2025 minus 2013. Again, bakit natin yon gagawin, ma'am? Kasi nga, ang ating N is with respect to your time period. Hindi naman niya sinasabi kung ano yung year. Okay? Time period yan. So, from the question which is 2025, isubtract mo siya doon sa starting year. Starting. Hindi 2018 na, yung starting. So, what's the answer here?
12, ma'am.
12.
Very good. So meaning niyan, after 12 years from the year 2013, ano yung magiging growth ng population? Again, wag 2025 ang ilalagay nyo dun Di sobrang laki ng sagot. Times 12. Oh, what's the final answer?
1137.
1137. Okay? So after 12 years, the expected population of this type of species is 1,137 or approximately, kasi model lang naman approximately 1,100 plus. Alright? Hindi natin sinasabing exactly kasi model lang ito So nagpre-predict lang tayo. So most likely mga 1,100 plus siguro yung population niya on that particular year. Okay? So I hope you're observing the information. You may take a screenshot and then we move on to the next problem. Yan, para mas ma-master natin. Clear ko na yung drawings, guys. Problem number 2 tayo. Okay. So dito sa ating problema, dami nating problema sa buhay, pero lahat may solusyon. So gasoline consumption ng ating quantity, gasoline consumption of a certain city has been increasing steadily. Okay, the consumption from the year 2004 to 2014 is shown here on the table. Millions yan kasi nga buong taon. Hindi lang naman 13 lang ang consumption. So 13 million sa year ng 2004. Tapos nag-jump siya ng 36 million in the year 2014. Tanong, find a model for this data and use it to predict the consumption in the year 2025. That's the first question. Second question, if the trend continues, when will the population reach 80 million gallons? Okay? Okay, masyadong ma-overwhelm. Dali lang sagutan yan. So dito, ang lagi ninyong i-consider pag may table na nakalagay, data, set of data ang first tapos last ang lagi ninyong i-consider. Okay, so isulat natin dito 2004. Ilan ang consumption? 13 million. Tapos nung 2014, after 10 years, naging 36 million na siya. Okay? So linear yung growth niya steadily each year. Okay? Increase by 1. Linear yan. So alam natin ang ating P sub 0, ito obviously, P sub 0 yan. Ngayon, isosolve natin si D. Change in quantity over change in time. Sige, you may solve it on your own. All over 2014, 2004. Okay. So, ang ating numerator ay 23. Denominator natin ay 10. Ang sagot dito ay 2.3. Please take note of this. Kapag may decimal value ang inyong D, always round off to the nearest whole number. So, on your quiz later on, guys, nakalagay naman doon. Use a round off your common difference to a whole number. Please follow instructions. Okay? Ano yung ipapilit, So, round off natin. Since 3 yun, yung nasa 10th value, big sabihin, round down tayo. Hindi siya mag-round up. Okay? So, alam na natin yung D natin is 2. Therefore, we can construct our linear model. So this is P sub 0. Ano na ulit yung value? 13. Pwede mo nang wag ilagay yung million. Basta alam mo na yung final answer, naka-million yun, Okay? Kasi masyadong madaming 0. Plus D, what's your D? It's 2 and then attach N. Okay? So this is your linear growth model for the problem. Are we done? Hindi. We need to answer letter A. What's the consumption in the year 2025? Okay. Please solve the consumption in the year 2025 and you may just unmute. Mamaya kayo mag-solve sa whiteboard. What's the answer there? The year 2025.
55 million.
55 million. Sige, double check natin ha. Again, iso-substitute mo ba ang 2025? Di ba hindi? So, isusubtract mo muna siya para mahanap yung N. So, 2025 minus 2004. Okay? And that is how many years? Please unmute.
20.
21, obviously. Okay? Dami nag-chat sa akin. Kayong ano ha, relax lang. Kayong matakot dito sa ating lesson. Okay, so we have here 21. Gamitin natin ito. P sub 21 is equal to 13 plus 2 times 21. Okay? So kapag pinindot mo yun sa calculator, lalabas 55. I-attach mo yung unit, 55 million. Pero guys, on your quiz later on, you will just need to input the numerical value. Pag sinabing numerical value, numbers lang. Okay? So kung yung tanong mamaya sa quiz ninyo, yun lang ang isasagot ninyo. Kung numerical value, numerical lang. Okay, so 55. Ma'am, pero naka-million naman. O syempre, di kumplituhin mo. 55 million. Wala namang million sa ano eh. Sa question ko, huwag kayong mag-alala. Most likely naka 1,000 or 100,000 lang siya. Okay? So there, again, kapag nasa quiz kayo, input the numerical value. So that's letter A. Hindi pa tayo tapos. Meron pa tayong letter B. So if the trend continues when, so the question here, dito na lang sa kabila. So when will it reach 80 million? O kailan daw? From ito ang ating growth model. Yan. Sorry, 13 plus 2n dapat. So ito ang ating growth model. Saan natin i-insert si 80 million kaya? The question is when. I-insert ba natin siya dito sa N? So saan natin ilalagay itong 80 million? Based from this model. P sub N is equal to 13 plus 2N. Saan natin ilalagay ito? Yung question na yan. When will it reach 80 million gallons? Saan? Any idea? Wild guess? O, saan natin ilalagay dyan? So, since ang question ay when, anong hinahanap natin dito? No variable. Dyan.
In ma'am.
N, tibir-birukon tayo. Very good. So, saan natin ilalagay itong 80? Kung ito yung hinahanap natin. Saan natin ilalagay itong 80? Di ba dalawa lang naman ang variables dito sa equation natin? Either P sub N or N. Dalawa lang naman. So, saan natin ilalagay si 80?
Piece of it.
P sub N. So, this is our nth quantity. Isipin nyo ha, ang P sub N is the nth quantity, yung hinahanap natin. Since yung hinahanap natin 80 million daw, ay alisin natin yung N para consistent tayo. So since hinahanap natin ay 80 million, kailan daw siya magiging 80 million? Ganyan. Okay? So kapag ang question ay when, most likely merong value ng nth quantity. So what will you do here? Oh, yun na lang. Favorite ninyong transpose, di ba? Is equal to 2n. What's the final answer? What is n? What's the final answer?
67.
Nya? Yate final answer you?
74.
2067.
67, ma'am.
67. Bakit magkakaiba? So we have here, 67 yung nandun, di ba? Pero i-divide mo siya ng 2. Para ma-simplify. Yung N na lang, yung final answer. Anong sagot natin?
33.5.
Okay. Final answer na ha. So we have here 33.5. Again, we are dealing with your just a model that will predict. Therefore, we will just round it off. So magiging 34. So kailan daw siya magiging 80 million gallons? From the year,
34.
ayan. Oh, ito. 2004. Tapos mag-add ka daw ng 34 years. O, kailan siya magiging 2038. So approximately in the year 2038, magiging 80 million yung kanyang gasoline consumption. Ha? So saan ko nakuha yung 2038, laging starting year? Saan ko nakuha si 34? Yung na-solve natin na N. So nabutong 34 na to after 34 years yung meaning niya. So from 2004, after 34 years, kailan magiging 80 million? 2038. Okay? So that's your example number 2. You may take a screenshot. Move on na tayo. Clear ko yung drawings ha? Next. Okay, so concepts naman without solving. So sabi dito, the cost in pesos for a gym membership in N months can be described by that equation. P sub N is equal to 700 plus 300 N. May ganyan sa quiz ninyo. What does this equation tell us? Any volunteers? Anong pwede nating ma-derive coming from that growth model? Ano ba yung growth model na yan? Is it linear or geometric or exponential? Any volunteers? You may just unmute your microphone.
Ma'am, as the number of months increases, the fee for the gym membership also increases.
Yes. Be specific. Gaano kalaki yung increase niya? Kasi 'di ba? Obviously, this is linear yung kanyang growth. Kasi nga, this is P sub N, this is P sub 0 plus Dn. Di ba? It follows the linear growth model. So what can you derive from that? From this? Anong pwede? Yes, it increases. How much is the increase? Specifically. You may add to the answer of your classmate.
Ma'am, 1,000 plus.
Yes?
1,000 plus po.
1,000 plus. Where did you derive 1,000 plus?
Yung ipag-plus mo 700 plus 300, so yung N, ayun na lang po yung magiging plus.
You cannot add 700 and 300 kasi ang 300 may kasama siyang N. Diba? So, sa previous examples natin, never natin in-add yung 700 at 300. Diba? Any more answers? Nice try. Concepts. Ano ba yung pwede nating ma-derive dyan? P sub N is equal to 700 plus 300N. Di tayo mag-move sa next slide.
300 ma'am.
300 yung? Ano yung 300?
Yung may add po sa value ng gym membership.
Kada?
Ma'am.
Kada buwan. Okay, good. Isa yon. So, tignan nyo dito, yung D natin is 300. That's the common difference. Ito yung naa-add kada buwan na fee. Aside from that, ang starting natin na fee is 700. So, di kunyari, January, ang starting niya is 700. So, sa February, magkano na yung kanyang membership fee? Sa February. Magkano na?
1,000.
Okay.
1,000.
1,000 kasi nga nadadagdagan siya ng common difference. Ayan, meron siyang nadadagdag na 300 kada buwan. O yung susunod na buwan after February, ano yung expected?
1,300.
1,300. And so on. Ganon ha. Okay, so concepts, isipin natin, P sub 0, ito, yung starting quantity, ito yung laging naidadagdag. And of course, this is with respect to months. Ayan. From the problem ha, from the problem. Okay? So yun, that's your third example. May ganyan sa quiz, concepts. O, ito, ang isolve ninyo. So we have here the number of stay-at-home fathers in the city of awesomeness has been growing steadily. While the trend is not perfectly linear, it's fairly linear. So the data from 1980 to 2015 are here. So find for a formula for the number of stay-at-home fathers, then use it to predict the number of stay-at-home fathers in the year 2025. Oh, that's what you're going to do. First, on your whiteboard, you need to solve for your common difference. And then later on, you show me the final linear growth model, and of course, what would be the population in the year 2025. Yeah. So let me see. Correct, Alexis. Correct, Roy. Tama. Apo, nagragsak. Sige, we'll solve together. Please solve on your own, tapos i-compare nyo na lang yung sagot dito. Three, two, eight, one, five. Three, nine, six. Okay. So this must be your answers. So for D, ang makukuha ninyo is 939.74. Sabi nga natin, we always round off to the nearest whole number para mas madali yung buhay natin. That's 940, and then this is your linear growth model. And after 45 years, it will be 62,914. That's the population. Okay? So good job for those who were able to get the answer. All right? So screenshot. And then we proceed to the next one. Okay. So naman dito, medyo application tayo ng ating concepts. So we answer the problem, when do good models go bad? So suppose there is a child who is 4 years old. So yan ang ating P sub 0. 4 years old daw siya, tapos he is 39 inches tall. And you are told to expect him to grow 2.5 inches per year. So kada taon daw, mag-i-increase siya ng 2.5 inches. So try to set up a model wherein n is equal to 0. Your P sub 0 is he is 4 years old. Okay, so compute for P sub n when the boy turns 9, 18, 30, 45, and of course, 60. Okay? So dito, we need to come up with a model first. What's our model? P sub n is equal to, what's our starting quantity? We're talking about height, 39. Tapos, ang ating D dito, so each year, nag-expect siya ng growth, which is 2.5. Yun yung kanyang increase kada taon. So 2.5 and just attach n. Okay? So this is our linear growth model. Our P sub 0, starting quantity natin, P sub 0 is when he is 4 years old. So my question is, what would be his height when he is 9 years old? So are we going to put here P sub 9? Is it yes or no? You may just unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? We will just put P sub 9 here. Oh, do you have other answers aside from that? Starting year natin is 4 years old siya, ha? So 9 years old daw siya, ano yung expected na height niya in terms of inches. So do you all agree? P sub 9 na lang ang ilalagay ko dito?
No, ma'am.
What must be?
P sub 5.
Good job. Dapat P sub 5 yan. Kasi 'di ba, ang P sub, yung mga sub na nilalagay natin dito is with respect to the interval. So from 4 years old, ilang taon bago siya maging 9? Ganun yung goal natin eh. Kasi ito yung starting quantity. Hindi naman niya sinabing from 0 years old. So from 4 years old, ano yung interval niya going to 9? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's after 5 years. Okay, so P sub 5 natin, 39.2.5 times, of course, 5. Next, pag 18 years old siya, ilalagay ba natin dito na P sub 18?
No, ma'am.
So ang ilalagay natin ay P sub
14, ma'am.
14. Siyempre, subtract natin sa P sub 0. Okay? So pag may question na ganyan sa exam, sa quiz ha, huwag kayong malilito. Lagi ninyong gamitin yung starting quantity. And of course, i-minus 4 na lang yan. Please start solving the answers here. I will let you dictate later on. P sub 30, 26. Okay? So start tayo sa P sub 5. Wag na kayo mag-round off ha. Ano lang naman to eh. I just want to show you when do good models go bad. Okay? So dito tayo sa P sub 5. Ano ang answer dito?
51.5, ma'am.
Okay, so 51.5 inches. Next.
74.
24.
Okay. Next.
104.
104.
Okay. Next.
141.5.
141.5.
Next.
179.
179. Last. Wala na. Yun na pala yung last. Okay. So ngayon, sagutin natin yung tanong. Kailan kaya magiging bad ang isang model? So tingnan natin, pag siya ay 9 years old, siya ay 18, siya ay 30, siya ay 45, siya ay 60 years old. Ito yung mga expected heights. Kailan kaya nagiging bad ang isang good model? Tama naman yung model natin kasi yung model natin, binase natin dun sa problem. Pero kailan kaya ito nagiging bad? Itong na-forecast natin na mga ito. Anyone from the class? Ano bang height nyo? In inches. Sinong may alam ng height niya in inches? Can you share what's your height in inches? Sige, convert nyo na. Ako, 138 ata. 5 foot 2 or 3. Kayo ba? Ano bang height ninyo? In inches. Pa-share naman. Ay, centimeter pala ako. Yung 138 centimeter yun ha. Sino may alam ng height nila in inches? Wale? O sige, gamitin natin tong conversion na to. 1 inch, foot na lang. So 1 inch is equal to 0.08 feet. O, i-imagine natin to. 51.5 inches, ilan yan sa feet? I-times lang natin ng 0.08. Okay, so 51.5 times 0.08, 4 feet and 12 inches. So 9 years old siya, 4 feet and 12 inches na siya. Okay, so 74 inches times 0.08, 5 feet 92. Nagngatong dagos. So 5 feet 92 inches. O, sige, push pa natin sa 104 times 0.08. 8 foot and 32 inches. O, sa mga nanonood ng NBA, PBA, ano ba ang regular height ng ating basketball players? Guys. Mga nanonood ng PBA, mga lalaki dyan.
6-footer ata, ma'am.
Oh, usually, di ba, mga 6-footer, mga ganon. May narinig pa kayong 7-footer. Meron naman sila Yao Ming, di ba? Mga exemptions. So, sagutin natin yung tanong, kailan nagiging bad yung model natin? Dito sa problem na ito. Kailan kaya?
Sa realistic na dimension.
Yes, good. So kung titignan natin, our quantity is about height. So kung ipupush natin na gawan ng model from this data alone na nag-expect tayo ng 2.5 inches. So tignan ninyo, dito pa lang, pag 30 years old daw siya, 8-footer na siya. O di ba? Very unrealistic kasi ang height, it would stop at a certain age. Most likely, konti na lang yung progress, mga inches na, centimeter, millimeter na lang. Pero hindi siya yung talagang kung 2.5 yung increase until the lifetime. Okay? So later on, yes, we can predict things. However, it depends upon the situation. It still depends upon the problem. Ha? Okay, so I'm just showing you that not everything in mathematics is perfect, of course. Okay, so I'll clear all of the drawings for this portion. And we move on to your exponential growth. You still need a break or idiretso na natin? Gusto nyo bang mag-break kahit 5 minutes or diretso na? What do you think?
Break, ma'am.
Break?
Tuloy na po.
Tuloy na natin para matapos na natin ang paghihirap.
Diretso na lang po.
Okay. So, idiretso na natin para minsanan yung break, Wait lang, madilim dito sa part ko. Okay. So, idiretso natin. So, after your linear, punta na tayo sa ating exponential growth. Explain lang natin ulit yung variables, ha? Same lang din naman. P sub n is our nth quantity. Nth quantity, starting quantity natin, P sub 0. 1 plus R is the growth multiplier. Ang tawag dyan, growth multiplier. R is your rate. Since may rate yan, ibig sabihin, may makikita kayong percent dun sa problem. Pag naka-percentage yun, exponential yung kanyang growth. Okay, so example, kunyari yung rate niya is 50%. Hindi mo ilalagay dun sa problem na 50%. You need to convert it to a certain decimal value, which is 0.5. Paano? I-divide mo lang ng 100 yan. Alright? So kunyari, alam mo na ang rate ay 50%. Ang tanong sa quiz, what is the growth multiplier of that particular problem? So kung isa-substitute mo diyan, magiging 1 plus 0.5, di ba? 1.0.5 kasi nga 50%. Ito yung rate, ito yung R. This is the rate. Okay? So pag tinanong dun sa quiz, what is the growth multiplier? Please do not place there 1 plus 0.5. Instead, you place there the sum. Ito mismo, 1.5. Huwag mong ilalagay yung 1 plus 0.5 doon, ha? Alright? So, ganun sa quiz, pag tinanong ang growth multiplier, huwag ilagay yung 1 plus. I-add mo na siya. Okay? So, example tayo. Nilalamok na ako. Katol ako ka. Ba yan? Okay, so we have here problem number 1. So between these years, from 2017 to 2018, the city of that grew almost 3% to a population of 245,000 people. So if the growth rate was to continue, what would be the population in the year 2025? Okay, so ang basis natin ito, 2017. Ang question, 2025. Meron kang rate, therefore geometric ang inyong, or yeah, exponential ang iyong growth. So, ang iyong basis ay P sub n is equal to P sub 0, 1 plus R raised to n. Okay? So, ganyan naman yung nasa equation kanina. So, alam mo na ang iyong starting quantity ay 245,000. So, 245,000. Copy mo lang, 1 plus, what is the rate? O, ano ang numerical value, decimal value ng 3%?
0.03.
O, 0.03, hindi 0.3 kasi 30% yung n. So, ito na, yan na yung exponential growth model mo. O, di ba? Dali lang. Okay? So, i-predict mo na ngayon in the year 2025. Of course, hindi mo yan pwedeng gamitin yung 2025. So, ito, 2017. Starting year mo, 2017. Okay? So, 2025 minus 2017,
8, ma'am.
8. 8 years. So, your N is 8. P sub 8 is equal to 245. What's the final answer? Please solve it. Habang sinusulat ko. I-add nyo na to, 1.03 raised to 8. O, ano ang answer natin? 245,000 times 1.03 raised to 8. Final answer?
$310,358.669.
358.66
6,699, ma'am.
something. Okay, so ito dapat i-round off natin. So approximately, yan ha, sa final answer tayo magra-round off. 359. Okay, so on your quiz later on, you need to input your final answer in a whole value. Please ha, whole value dapat, walang decimal. Especially if we're talking about people. Okay, so that's problem number 1. We move on to the next problem. Oh, mas madali yung exponential sa una. Okay? So sa pangalawa, so kapag tanong ay when, ito na tayo. So ang tanong ay when, we still need to use the same equation. Okay? So ang ating growth model, P sub n is equal to 245 in thousands. Kaya lagay na natin yung 1,000. 1.03 raised to n. So this is our exponential growth model. So the question is, when will the population be 400,000? So saan natin ilalagay ulit ang 400,000? Dito sa model natin?
P sub n mo.
P sub n. Kasi ang hinahanap natin ito yung n. Okay, so ilagay natin. Huwag kayo ma-overwhelm dito sa next na solution. 245,000 times 1.03 raised to n. Okay. So kapag ganyan, isolve natin, isimplify. So divide both sides by 245,000. 245,000. Bakit kailangan nating i-divide yan? Para mag-cancel out dito, ang may iwan lang ito. Kailangan nating i-isolate si n kasi yan yung hinahanap natin. Okay? So, kapag ipindot natin yon sa left side, 400,000, divide mo ng 245,000. So, ang sagot ay 1.632653061. Tama? Same din ba yung nakuha nyo? 1.632653061?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pwedeng ito yung gamitin ninyo, pwede rin na yung fraction form. Yung fraction form ng 1.63 something, pwede ninyo siya mahanap dito kapag clinic nyo yung S by conditional D na symbol sa inyong calculator. Yung S tapos D, yung kanyang fraction form para mas short lang is 80 over 49. Okay? So, ang 80 over 49 equal lang din siya sa 1.63 chorba-chorba. Mas short nga lang, di ba? So, since kinancel natin dyan, ang may iwan lang ay 1.03 raised to n. Okay? So, ito na yung problem natin. Exponential yan. Therefore, we will apply the value, the concept of logarithm. Okay? So, we take the logarithm of both of the sides. And again, since this is an exponent, di ba, kailangan maging base ito. Yan, base siya, tapos kukunin mo yung logarithm ng 1.03. Pwede rin namang ln. So, sa atin, logarithm. Okay, so again, kapag ganito na, ano nang gagawin natin? Logarithm ng both sides, logarithm ng 80 over 49. Before mo kunin yung logarithm ng right side, kailangan mo munang gawing base yung n times the logarithm of 1.03. Okay, so next step natin, divide both sides by the logarithm of 1.03 logarithm of 1.03 para mag-cancel. Pag kinancel mo yun, maiiwan na lang si n. Okay? So dito, sa other side, ang maiiwan na lang ay nag-red. So, ang maiiwan na lang ay log of 80 over 49 divided by the logarithm of 1.03 is equal to n. Okay? Try to solve this one on your calculator and please dictate me what is the answer of n. It's a value of n. Ko din, try ko din.
$16 point.
16.58.
58410691, ma'am.
Okay, yes. So it's 16.58. Did you get the same answer? 16.58 is your n. Again, we are going to round it off to the nearest whole number. So n is equal to 17. Ayan. Therefore, kailan siya magiging 400,000 from 2018? So what's the final answer here?
2034.
Yes. So 2034.
5 pala ata.
Yeah. Kasi 16 pala yun. Hindi 7. Yeah, 8 plus 8, 16. 2035.
Ma'am, pwede magtanong.
Sige lang, sige lang.
Ma'am, paano nakuha yung 16.58?
O, sige. Yung pag-navigate ng calculator, no? So, una, i-click nyo muna yung logarithm. Log, tapos di ba may parentheses? Tapos, i-insert nyo yung 80 divided by 49. Tapos, close parentheses. Okay? Next, i-type in mo yung divided by sign. Sige, sulat ko. So, sa calculate ninyo, di ba may makikita kayong logarithm? Tapos, open and close parentheses. Ang ilagay nyo dyan, 80 over 49. Pwede rin yung 1.0 ay 1.60, yung whole value ng 80 over 49, pwede rin yun. Okay? Tapos, i-divide mo siya ng logarithm of 1.03. Sige, try nyo nga yan. Dapat makuha nyo is 16.58. Pag nakuha nyo yung 16.58, raise virtual thumbs up tayo. Pag nakuha nyo yung 16.58. Check ko lang. Isa lang nakakuha. Si Annalyn lang. Who else? Siyempre, aside from the one who's reciting a while ago also. Nakuha nyo na ba? 16.58 before we move on to the next problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, dapat i-practice ninyo kung paano mag-input ng logarithm sa inyong calculator. So, kapag ang tanong is when, expect that you will apply logarithm. Okay? So, take a screenshot and then I'll clear off all of the drawings. We proceed to the next problem. Problem 3. So, ito. Okay? Walang logarithm dito kasi walang tanong na when. So, India is the second most populous country in the world with a population of in 2018 to be 1.35 billion. So, if the population is growing 1.1% in each year, if the trend continues, what will be the population of India in the year 2025? Solve this one on your own using your whiteboards and then show me your answers. One point 1.1%. So you need to convert that one first. Tama, Alexis. All right. So while you're solving, check nyo na lang kung saan kayo medyo nahihirapan. Okay? So nakakita kayo ng percentage dito, ibig sabihin exponential yung growth niya. Okay? So we have here P sub n is P sub 0 times 1 plus R raised to n. Okay? So starting quantity natin, 135 billion plus 1 plus, ano ba ito? 1.1. Ano yung decimal value neto?
0.011.
Okay. Huwag niyong ilagay na 1.1 ha. Kung doon pa lang nagkamali na kayo, nako. Sorry, 0.0 0.011 raised to n. Okay? So all we have to do is to locate or predict the year in 2025 or the population in 2025. So from 2025 to 2018.
Tibon.
Oh, Sibon. Sibon years, P sub 7, 1.35, 1.011 raised to 7. Oh, what's the answer here? 1 point? Ano sagot dito? 46?
Yes, ma'am. 1.45.
Okay. So, dito na lang 2 decimal values na lang tayo since ganun din yung nasa problem. So, 1.46 billion. So, you should get approximately 1.46 billion. Ayan, ganyan lang yung problem number 3. Okay? Huwag kayong huwag kayong mag-overthink. Just go with the given. Kung ano yung given, yun lang ang isosolve natin. Alright? So, clear ko yung drawings. We proceed to the next problem. Oh, ito. Kayong mag-solve na ito, ha? Question is when? So, same yung ating model from kanina. 1.35. Oh, from that model, kailan siya magiging 1.5 billion? Since yung tanong is when, meron yung concept na logarithm. Oh, this is a perfect practice kung naintindihan nyo yung concept kanina ng logarithm. Okay. 10. No. 10. 9.5 kasi. Be careful sa pag-round off, ha? So, kapag wrong yung pag-round off nyo sa quiz, magmamali yung system. Kasi case sensitive talaga siya. Sige, while you're doing that, I'll show. This will be your piece of N. 1.35. 0.11 raised to N. Okay? Divide both sides by 1.35. Uh, 1.5 over 1.35. 10 over 9. Okay, so divide both sides by the logarithm of 1.011. Yan. Cancel this out. So you should get, ano dapat yung value natin? Try ko din. Okay, so you should get 9.63. Ayan. Or, that's 10. So you should get N as 10. So, kailan siya? When? From 2018 plus 10. So, that will be 2028. Okay? Ayan ha. So, you should get those values. Yan. Nakita ko yung iba, nakuha naman nila. So, for those who are not able to solve it, please do practice. Okay, before you take your quiz. Balikan nyo yung Zoom recording. By the way, medyo matatagalan ako sa pag-render kasi matagal yung duration ng ating Zoom session. Parang yung klase ko kaninang umaga hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin tapos sa pag-render. Alright? Clear ko na yung drawings. We proceed to the fifth problem. Concepts tayo. So Carla is using this equation. P sub n is equal to 11,825 times 1.025 raised to n to predict the annual tuition fee in peso at a local university. She says the formula is based on years after 2015. So what does this equation tell us? Any volunteers? Kung ito yung ating model, obviously, it follows an exponential growth. So, ano yung nag-grow niya? Ano yung rate of change niya kada taon? What would be its rate? Anyone from the class? Huwag masyadong mag-isip. Diba? Ipasok lang natin yung concepts ng exponential growth. Huwag mag-overthink. Anong pwede nating ma-derive from that? $1.025, ma'am. What about 1.025? Ano ba ang 1.025 na yan?
Common rate.
Is it the rate? Itong 1.025? Rate ba ito?
Yes.
Sige, balikan natin.
2.5 yung percent niya, ma'am.
Okay. Balikan natin ha. 1.025. Yun yung sagot dito, di ba? Rate ba yon?
No, ma'am.
Growth multiplier
Growth rate.
yon. Growth multiplier yon. Again, yung nasa problem natin is, ito ha, yung nasa loob ng parentheses, 1.025. Di ba? So, ibig sabihin, na-add yun from 1 plus 0.025. Tama ba? So, ang 1.025 na ito ay tinatawag na growth multiplier. Okay? So, ang rate natin is 0.025. Which is, ano yung percent rate form niya? 2.5?
2.5.
Ayun. Hindi 1.025%. Hindi. So, 2.5 ang ating rate. Ulitin ko ha, kapag nakakita kayo ng nasa loob na simplified na, yun tinatawag na growth multiplier. Yung rate, syempre kailangan nating paghiwalayin yung 1 at saka yung decimal value kung ano man yun. Okay? So, balikan natin yung slide na yon. Ayan. So, dito, sabi natin ha, this is the multiplier. Paghiwalayin natin sila, therefore, ang maiiwan ay 0.025 or 2.5%. So, ang increase niya, 2.5% kada taon. Okay? Next, graph naman tayo. Oh, yay, malapit lang matapos. Right? So, we have here yung x-axis natin, yung timeline. Kunyari, after 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And y-axis natin is your quantity. Quantity kahit ano to. So, kunyari, number ng girlfriend mo, number of your ex-GFs. So, kada isang taon, nag-i-increase ba yung number ng iyong ex-girlfriends? So, kunyari, isa, dalawa, yan. Sana all. Okay? So, ito ang quantity natin, ito yung timeline natin. Linear siya, itong red. Okay? Kung nagpa-follow siya ng kahit papano ay straight line. Exponential siya kung pataas. Most likely parabola yan. Okay? So, pataas ang kanyang increase kasi nga, nagdo-double. May rate of change yan. So, either it doubles, it triples, mga nadodoble. Kaya kinakatakutan nila kung narinig nyo sa COVID, diba? Exponential growth. Ayaw na ayaw nila kasi ibig sabihin nun, at a certain rate of time, nagdo-double or nagtitriple yung number ng cases. Unlike your linear na kahit papano, steady lang yan. So most likely, long run ito short run lang. Hindi naman laging exponential ang growth ng lahat ng bagay. Hindi. Meron lang time na mag-exponential, meron din na bababa. Okay? So, yun ang kaibahan ng linear at exponential graphs. Last na ito, super last concept. Okay? Application ng ating linear growth model. Alright. So, in here, we have the following time series. So, based from Worldometer, so we have here yung population ng Pilipinas noong 2012, around 96.87 million. Noong 2017, around 104.92 million. Given the information above, we construct the two models. And we try to predict ano kaya yung population natin in the year 2022, which is next year. And of course, we compare the results to the correct value dun sa current population natin. Siyempre, wala tayong population ng 2022 kasi next year pa yon. So, yung current population natin ngayon, earliest 2021 ang search natin mamaya. Tanungin natin, alin dun sa dalawa ang most likely close doon sa totoong population ng Pilipinas ngayon? So, alin doon ang mas reliable na gamitin natin sa population ng Pilipinas? Okay. So, dito, linear growth model natin ulit. P sub 0 plus dn. Okay? So, dito, first, P sub 0 natin ito, obviously. Ayan. So, this is our starting quantity. What is our D? Change in quantity over change in time. So, we have here 104.92 all over 96. Sorry. Over 96.87. Okay? So, i-divide mo siya ng 2017 minus 2012. Okay. So, try to answer that one. And round off, ano yung answer ng D natin, guys? 104.92 point something. 2. Okay? So, you should get 2 here. Naka-round off na to ha. 1 point something yung sagot. Naka-round off na yan. So, ang ating linear growth model would be P sub n is equal to 96.87 million, pero wag na natin isurat yung million, plus 2n. Okay, i-predict natin what would be our population in the year 2022. So from 2012, 2022, ilang years yon? 10, di ba? So that is P sub 10, 96.87 plus 2 times 10. Oh. So what's the answer? After 10 years from 2012, 96.87 plus 20. 116.87. Yes, correct. So that's 116.87 million. Okay? So right now, ito, gagawin ko yung exponential growth. Kasi dito sa problem, di ba wala tayong rate? Wala tayong rate. Therefore, hahanapin ko muna yung rate ha. Makinig kayo. So if in case na may ganito sa exam, wala yung rate, all you have to do is to, of course, use your models. So this will be assigned as your P sub n. Your n would be 5 years kasi yung gap niyan is 5 years. Still, this is 5 P sub 0. So what would be our exponential growth model? Sulat muna natin yung basis. So P sub n natin, nth quantity, 104.92. Starting quantity natin, 96.87. 1 plus r raised to, what is our n? What's the difference between the two? 5.
5.
Okay. So I hope nasundan ha, kasi wala nga tayong r. Kaya ang gagamitin natin yung given. P sub n ito, ayan. P sub 0 yan. Copy lang natin yung 1 plus r, 5 ang ating n. Kasi yun yung interval ng years. Okay? So now, isolate natin yung r. Divide both sides by 96.87. 96.87. Okay? So pwedeng hindi na natin to i-simplify. Yan na yun mismo, 104.92 tapos 96.87. Pwede. All we have to do is to cancel dun sa kabila. Sa final answer na lang tayo magra-round off. Kasi 1 point something, ganun, mahaba pa yan eh. Okay? So dito, ang maiiwan, bakit red? So ang maiiwan dito, since nag-cancel out na yan, we have here 104.92 all over 96.87. Again, hindi ko na sinimplify kasi mahaba, 1 point something. Dun sa kabila, kinancel natin ang naiwan ay 1 plus r raised to 5. Kung ganito na, para makancel natin yung exponent, we need to extract the root. Okay? We need to extract the root. So, nakadepende yan doon sa exponent. So, fifth root para mag-cancel ito, tapos yung exponent. Saan mo hahanapin yung nth root? Meron dito sa inyong scientific calculator. May, yung dito, oh. X, tapos ganyan. Doon sa loob niya, may makikita kayong ganitong sign. Ayan. So, you need to make pindot, shift, tapos ito, shift plus itong X para lalabas ito, oh, para lumabas ito. Kasi nasa likod siya ng X, tapos box. Okay? So kung ipipindot nyo yan, ipindot nyo yung 5. Ma'am, bakit 5? Kasi 5 yung exponent. Kung 4 ito, 4 dito. Kung 3 yun, 3 ito. Okay? So since kinuha mo yung fifth root nun, kukunin mo din yung fifth root nung kabila. Alright. So pag ganyan na, magka-cancel yung ito, radical, tsaka yun. Maiiwan na lang 1 plus r. Alright. So isolve natin. What is the fifth root of 104.92 over 96.87? So shift, tapos yung x may ganon. Para makakuha yung 5. Tapos dun sa loob, i-input mo yung 104.92 over 96.87. So dapat ang lalabas doon sa left hand, ito, yan yung left hand side, it must be 1.01, mahaba. 016093 788. Ayan, dapat yung lumabas. Next, since kinancel mo yan, ang may iwan dito ay 1 plus R. So what will you do next? Siyempre, dilipat mo yun, transpose mo doon, magiging negative. So 1 minus 1.01, maaalis lang yung 1 dito. Therefore, ang value ng iyong R ay 0.0169 Pero ang kunin lang natin hanggang dito sa hundreds. So this is 0.02. Okay? So that's your R, or most likely that is 2%. R pa lang yan, ha? So what would be our exponential growth model? Dito ko na ilagay. So exponential growth model, hindi na kasya. So we have here P sub n. Starting quantity natin ay 96.87. 1 plus 0.02 raised to n. Okay? So again, we will predict 2022. That is 10 years. Palitan lang natin to ng 10. So that is 96.87 times 1 plus. Simplify ko na yung 1 plus na yan. Mm-hmm. 1.02 raised to 10. Saan ko ulit nakuha si 10? Kasi nga 2022 yung basis. Starting year is 2012. Sinubtract ko lang. So kung ikikiin natin yan sa calculator, 96.87 times 1.02 raised to 10. Ano ang lalabas na sagot?
118.08.
Okay, so you should get 118.08 million. Ayan ha. So under linear growth, what is the answer? It is 116.87. Under exponential growth, the answer is 118.08 million. So ang question natin, which model yielded a more reliable forecast? So please take a screenshot kasi I will show you the real population of the Philippines as of 2021. Take a screenshot. I will clear all of the drawings in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So punta tayo kay Maring Google. Tanungin natin si Maring Google kung alin doon sa dalawa ang mas reliable. Ulit lang. Okay. So according to Worldrometer, it is 111.47. Sige, ilista ko. From our linear growth model, come on. My tablet is Not working. Ayan. Linear growth model natin, yung na-compute natin is 116.87 million. Exponential growth model natin, yung na-compute natin is 118.08 million. So sagutin natin yung question, which among the two model yielded a more reliable forecast based from the current population of the Philippines since October 20, 2021. Ayan. So alin dyan sa dalawa? Is it linear or exponential?
Linear ma'am.
Linear, okay? Kasi nga, ang linear growth model is closer to the real population of the Philippines, which is 111.47 million. Okay? So kahit pa paano linear pa rin naman ang ating growth, hindi naman siya exponential. All right, so that's one of the many applications of our growth models. And that ends our lecture for this session. Yay, congratulations. Okay, simple reminders before we leave. Okay. So after this Zoom session, you need to answer your first quiz. First quiz ninyo is about patterns and specifically linear, arithmetic and geometric sequence. And of course, growth models, linear and exponential growth. Okay? You are given until tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. only to accomplish the quiz. All right? Reminders regarding my quiz. You are not allowed to take a screenshot of any of my quizzes and or examination. So, kung sino man ang mahuhuli ko na nag-i-screenshot tapos nag-share ng quiz items ko or exams, automatic, hindi siya papasa sa course ko. Okay? Kahit sa face-to-face, very strict ako when it comes to cheating. Paano ko yun malalaman? Pag may nagsumbong sa akin na estudyante na meron siyang proof na may estudyante na nag-i-screenshot tapos nag-share ng mga quiz. Uy, dito ni answer number 1. Answeran nyo man problem number 2, kasday. Kasi second half na ito, for sure magkakakilala na kayo. I will give yung nagtimbre sa akin, yung nagsumbong, ng +5 direct to the midterm grade and final grade. Again, yung magsusumbong sa akin na may prueba, na may reliable na source, kung sino yung nag-screenshot, sino yung gumamit ng screenshots ng quiz, ng exam, bibigyan ko siya ng +5 direct to the midterm grade tapos final grade. Okay? So, trust no one on this course. Baka mamaya akala mo, friend mo, yun pala, kailangan niyang pumasa. Sinumbong niya sa akin. Di wala na. Better luck next trimester for Math 100. Okay? Again, hindi naman ako nang babagsak kung nakikita kong nag-e-effort kayo. Pero kung pinapakita nyo sa akin nga, kikinopya kayo lang, ure awan pumaspas sa Math 100. Pagbagakon. Ha? This is your only math subject, so you should be sure to strive your own efforts in passing the course. Sila kayo mo't lang makagraduaran, makagradual kayo Math 100? Ha? Tanarigat garud ti math. Okay? So for your first points or additional points, you need to chat your whole complete name on our chat box. Please start with your last name followed by your first name. Siyempre may prize yung mga nakiki-attend ng session. So type in your complete name on our chat box starting with your last name followed by your first name. Last name, ulit, nilagay nyo na, okay na yun. Yung ulit. So last name and first name. Okay? While the others are still typing their chat box, do you have any questions, clarifications, violent reactions? I remind everyone to please type in your complete name and words. Walang kanuman natin yung mga ngalan. You may lead the Zoom session. Thank you so much for joining for almost 4 hours. Ingat kayo. Sige lang. Sige.
Meron yung kasi in 1/2.
Sige. Wala na kayong katanungan. O sige, gusto nyong marinig yung question ni Roy? Baka parehas din kayo ng question. For those who were not able to type in their names, please, 36 pa lang yung nagta-type. Mga 40 plus kayo kanina. 36 pa lang, oh. Type nyo yung complete names ninyo, ha? Kasi basis ko, chat nyo ako mamaya, ma'am, nakalimutan ko, wala na. Basis ko itong chat box. Oh, yes, Roy. Anong kwan yan? Linear, geometric, ano? Saan
Ay,
tayo?
wait, ma'am. Never mind. In kung lang pala talaga kasi iba yung calculator mo. Hindi yung scientific na calculator talaga. Kaya iba yung binibigay na value sa akin pag pinipindot ko yung SD na ewan.
Ay! Oo. May
Yes,
mga
ma'am, paano
calculators
pag walang
na
Hindi ko
ganun?
talaga po yung calculator na scientific.
Walang
Kaya-
SD. Ang gamitin ninyo yung buong value. 'Di ba? 1.6
Yes,
Yun
ma'am.
yung gamitin ninyo. Huwag kayong magpa-fraction.
Tapos
Yes, ma'am.
ilagay po yung logarithm.
Oo. So logarithm tapos open parenthesis 1.0. Huwag kayong magra-round off
Yung
Yes,
buo po yung
Oo,
ilan.
huwag kayong magra-round off. Oo.
Salamat po, ma'am. Goodbye po.
Sige, goodbye.
I enjoyed your class. Thank you po.
Thank you also. Sige.
Bye, ma'am.
Goodbye, guys.
Thank you po.
Thank you also. Dito lang ako
Thank you,
para dun
ma'am.
sa mga hindi pa nagta-type in.